Hello and welcome to The United Stand. This is your Manchester United Transfer News Daily, where we talk about all the latest Manchester United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. And remember, don't worry about failure. Worry about the chances you'll miss if you don't even try. Another inspiring quote for you tomorrow, but let's fly straight into this. We've got Talisca, Scholes, Jerome Boateng, but first of all, we're going to talk about Toby Alderweireld. He won't go away. He will not go away. And last night, it was about 10:30, Daily Mirror saying that it's a very close deal for Manchester United. I wouldn't normally react to that and think anything of it, but then there was a few other people who I do sort of listen to sort of tweeting out the same sort of thing, and I thought, oh, hold on a minute, Mark, there might genuinely be something in this. I still don't think there is, but momentum is gathering. My theory is that we are being used to bump his price up so that someone like PSG can come in and sign him, because Spurs will not want to sell to us. But it may well be that Mourinho said enough is enough. I need to go and sign a top-of-the-range centre-back, and Toby will do. Although it did go on to say it's going to cost money, a fee in the region of what Van Dijk cost Liverpool, which was 70 million. 70 million for 29-and-a-half-year-old Toby, who is been a bit injury-prone the last couple of years. But some people feel pay the price, get the player, and we'll have to wait and see on that. Talisca. This is an interesting one. I don't know whether many people picked up on this yesterday, actually. Very interesting, because the story about Anderson Talisca coming to Manchester United started at the weekend in Turkey with a little bit of Portuguese media involved. And the deal was done, and Talisca was very excited, and he started following people on Instagram. However, yesterday evening, Turkish sources said this is not the truth. There is no deal done with Talisca at all. He's going to come to England, but it still could be Wolves, it could be Liverpool, it could be Everton, and his agent is actually over in England at the moment trying to thrash out a deal. To me, that doesn't sound like a player that is high on Manchester United's transfer list if their agent is in England trying to get a deal done. And let's not forget, this is coming from Turkey. He did play in Turkey with Besiktas, and he did very, very well. But he's a Benfica player. And Benfica are looking to offload him because they don't really feel the need to retain a player who's got a high value at the moment. And he's been on loan for a couple of years. So they want around 40 million from Manchester United or Liverpool. But if Manchester United and Liverpool aren't in there, then maybe he's being touted to people like Wolves who'll give him 25 million. And let's not forget, on top of this, the Talisca deal may well not be happening now. That may be what's coming from these sources, and maybe it was never happening. And you've got to be careful. It could be the first Manchester United link of the season very early on where we're going to sign them and we never do. But also a little bit of a red herring potentially. Who can remember Gayton at Benfica? We were signing him every summer for 5 years, and it was nearly done, and it was a done deal, and it never happened. What's the common denominator? Benfica. Benfica have this habit more than anybody of using Manchester United to generate interest on their players or try and offload players. I mean, it took them a while to get rid of Gayton, to be honest, didn't it? But they so Benfica have got form for doing this, and Benfica are not... Well, we got Lindelof from there, didn't we? But maybe the Talisca deal isn't going to happen. And you know what? As a Fellaini replacement, I quite liked it. But having said that, you can't have Talisca, Fred and Milinkovic-Savic. We're not going to get three. And I know Talisca's more attacking midfielder, but I don't think we would get all three. So maybe there's nothing in that. Maybe there isn't. Paul Scholes next. We're not bringing him out of retirement, although I would rather bring Scholes out of retirement than get Yaya Toure, and I think he'd be a better player. But Scholes spoke a lot of sense in the last year of Van Gaal's career as Manchester United manager, and is he doing that again? Is he doing it again around Mourinho? And I'm not saying it's the last year of Mourinho's management, although it could be if things go wrong. But words from Paul Scholes that I think a lot of United fans will resonate with and respect. I mean, Paul Scholes is a United legend. At times, I think he can be a little bit negative, but he does speak a lot of sense about United, and he clearly has United's best interests at heart. And he's been talking about Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, and basically saying that these are young lads who need developing, who need an arm around their shoulder, and he's concerned that if they're allowed to go, they'll go elsewhere and be sensational, of which there's a very high chance of that happening. Which sort of, I think sometimes when you get words from people you really respect, club legends who know the game, who come out and say something like that, and it's basically what United fans have been saying for a long time. You value your own opinion, don't you? But it's nice to have that endorsement from somebody that you really, really respect. And Paul Scholes saying that is echoing what a lot of you have been saying for months now, that if Martial's allowed to go, he's going to be sensational somewhere else. give him an arm round his shoulder. And if Rashford is not developed, it's gonna stunt his growth, and he could be really special. But will it change under Mourinho with those two? I don't know. I mean, I personally think Martial probably will go. Very interesting, though. We were talking about this last night about on the live show about why Mourinho just doesn't like Martial when his stats are good, when he scored a lot of goals, but he still replaced him. Very interesting quote from Louis van Gaal that I saw yesterday. In fact, we tweeted it out as well. 2015, I've not bought Anthony Martial for me. I've bought him for the next Manchester United manager. And I just wonder whether Mourinho can be a little bit petty about things. I just wonder if that's a quote that sticks in Mourinho's claw a little bit, that whatever I do with Martial, I don't know why I went a bit American, whatever I do with Martial, he will always have that hanging over him, that it was Van Gaal who bought him, and Van Gaal can say, I bought him for the next manager, I foresaw that he was going to be brilliant. And yes, it's petty, but I don't really get what Mourinho's issue with Martial is, other than he needs an arm around his shoulder as well, and Mourinho's not very good at that. But, you know, good comments from Paul Scholes, and well worth mentioning, because a lot of you have said that as well. Jerome Boateng of Bayern Munich, obviously, he has said a couple of times that he'd be looking for a new challenge, and potentially this summer. I mean, who would you go for, Boateng or Alderweireld? I think a lot of people would go for Toby, wouldn't they? But Boateng's sort of touching that sort of age group, little bit injury prone himself, more left-sided as a defender, which, to be honest with you, Bay's more right-sided, so it could work quite well. Just a name to throw out there, because I think he has been linked to United in the past. He's a top echelon centre-back. He's a top quality centre-back. And he's potentially looking to move this summer. So he's certainly somebody worth bearing in mind. I remember we've definitely spoke about him last summer, but there are those words from his lips that he's potentially looking for a move away as well. So that could be quite interesting. What else did I want to talk to you about? Talisca we've done. Yaya Toure I refuse to talk about. Yes, Joao Cancelo from Inter Milan. He's on loan there at the moment. I think he's on loan. I don't think it's become permanent. Right-sided Portuguese player. Can play on the right wing, but predominantly a right back. Blistering pace. Early 20s, and United had sort of been linked with him tentatively over the last couple of days. I think it was in the Manchester Evening News a couple of days ago. Obviously, Jose Mourinho, the only reason I mention it is Jose Mourinho's got good links with Inter Milan, and obviously Portugal being Portuguese. So we seem to be... I don't know whether this is, in my mind, again, a bit like Toby Alderweireld. I think this might just be a theme that the press are going with all the time that is probably not going to come to fruition, which is Manchester United and right backs. We've had the Napoli right back, we've had a couple of other right backs linked to us in the last couple of weeks, and now we've got this Inter right back of Portugal. And again, I mean, he's very, very fast. He's a middle of the road sort of right back, slightly better, more offensive than defensive. If he came to Manchester United, that pace would be very nice. But I think playing in the Italian league, it's always, as defenders as well, it's always a very, very, very different scenario. I don't think there's anything in it, but I think it's worth a mention. I don't think there's anything in it because I don't think we're going to sign a right back. I think Fosu Mensah comes back, and we've got more than enough other positions that we need to be looking at. 2 centre midfielders, a left back, potentially a centre back, another forward if Martial goes. I don't see us signing more than 5 players. And very interesting, there was a post, I think it went up on Facebook yesterday. I've not actually seen this, but I've been told it by numerous people, so I can't verify it as totally true, but I presume it is, because the people who have been telling us are pretty good. And they said that, I think it was on Facebook, or wherever it was, Manchester United posted about the World Cup and watching Navas. Now, my initial reaction to that is, well, is Navas actually playing in the World Cup? I think people are thinking about Keylor Navas, aren't they? And let me just check this, because I might be about to make myself an idiot, but I thought he played in goal for Chile. I thought he was from Chile. Costa Rica. He plays for Costa Rica, sorry. So I would have made myself an idiot there. So maybe Costa Rica. He is in the World Cup squad. See, always worth checking your things. To be honest with you, I don't make myself look an idiot, because why should I know what nationality Keylor Navas is? But I just thought Chile for some reason. It's that kit. So I can see what people are coming at now. So people are thinking, why Manchester United tweeting about Navas, Keylor Navas, Real Madrid? They're looking for a new goalkeeper. Are they going to come after De Gea? Look, I don't see that happening at all, to put minds at rest. I think De Gea is staying at Manchester United. And Jose Mourinho said no chance about a month ago of De Gea leaving Manchester United. So I'm going to stick with Jose on that one, and I think he's spot on. What I would say is there's been absolutely zero clamour for De Gea to Real Madrid compared to previous years, and he's never gone. So imagine there's no clamour and he goes. But I don't think it's going to happen, and I do stick with Jose on that. I don't see De Gea going. Although some fans would say he's got more than enough reason to go, but I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, a little bit of a weird post from Manchester United, wherever they've posted that. But God, De Gea for Navas, that would be... I'd rather play Romero, to be honest. He's got so many mistakes in him, Navas, and in the Premier League, he's not that sort of goalkeeper. You've got to be physical. You've got to be good on the cross. You've got to hold on to things, and he would be bad. But I'm not going to give it any more than that. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Drop a like on the video. Give us your thoughts below. Is Toby Alderweireld very close to signing for United? Is it over with Talisca? What do you think about Paul Scholes' points, really? I do want to see what your comments are on everything. And remember, if you've got any transfer rumours or stories that you want us to pick up on, drop it in the live comments. This can be a little bit of a forum below as well. So start your debates. It's there for you to do that. People do reply to comments, so get in there below. Give us your transfer stories, things you want us to cover. Give us your thoughts. But also give us your thoughts on Paul Scholes and what he said. Basically saying Martial and Rashford need an arm around the shoulder. They shouldn't be sold. They're great young talents. And if they go elsewhere, it's going to come back and bite us. Do you agree with that? Thanks for watching. Drop a like. I'll speak to you all soon.